Hello, Aerial Flood Advisory here. Time to continue the Endless Legend tutorial. Now I did a turn or two behind the scenes just because not much was going on, but now there's some stuff to do. First is finish retrofitting this army, because I intend to attack Orange this play session. As you can see, I have two cities that we're definitely aware of there, and that which is their capital, because I saw that right from the start. And if you look carefully around the region borders, you can tell they have one up here, they have one to their west, and one to the south. Another way you can tell is by going to these lovely graphs. Look for the elimination box, and that'll tell you how many regions each player owns. In this case, they actually own 8, so they're quite big. Now, like we established last time, they have quite a bit more research than everyone else, so they're a good target to get first. Otherwise, they will steamroll with their science. And I've been upgrading my military, so I'm just about on par with them. Again, being on par doesn't necessarily mean anything because they're going to use their militaries way more differently than you and I would. They keep theirs spread out, while I'm going to attack them head on with all of my troops. Another thing too, game's telling me I have enough spices that I can actually use them as a booster now, which is great. So that means my cities are going to grow very quickly. Gonna march on forward, get rid of the roaming army that's in my territory. Later on I will be concerned about the ones from other territories, but right now not really. They will eventually start crossing over and sieging cities, so they're not really threatening, but having them randomly siege a city can be a setback to your production of other stuff, so you'd rather not have that happen. Okay, so city's growing, moving on forward. Going to ignore the ruins for now, because I need to start my battle, my attack. Really should have done this by like turn 50 or so. And if you could do it before you get to tier 2, tech tier 2 I mean, that would be all the more the better. Okay, hero leveled up. I only have the one, but now that I'm done upgrading it, I'll actually save up dust for the secondary hero that I mentioned before. And let's see. I do want to get to this one, because an extra accessory slot means another one of those rings or something similar, and that could be a big deal. And this one here, Last Reserves, is going to boost the health of my units. So I'm going to grab the initiative related one to start out with. So my units will move a little bit faster. Since they're bulky melee units right now, initiative not as big of a deal as say if I had those orc units running around already. And I do intend to make some of those. Okay, so along the borders, I can enter right now, but I'm not going to yet. Don't like to tip off the enemy too early. But you can get a good look at their city right now. So 100 defense points. That means the one unit in the city, which is definitely just a militia, is going to have an extra 100 to its health. Not a big deal compared to these guys. 262 health, 400 health for the level 4 ones. You can see the difference though, why it's important to level them up. That 400 health, 52 attack versus 47 attack, 362 health, and they'll only get better. It's very easy to keep them alive too since they are so tanky. Having a look around here. Okay, so this city was going to grow a bit. Let's get some archers in here. Flesh out the remaining dragonlings, upgrade this guy. I could send him up to my army, but I think having something in reserve just in case one of those minor factions gets clever like I mentioned before would be good. Now to declare war I am going to need influence, but I should have enough. I get protectors of Auriga, so I can ally with the eyeless ones. I get a much needed approval boost. I will be talking about that more once I start attacking. Actually no, I'll do it now. Approval is how happy your citizens are, and I'll often call it happiness just by calling it different things it's not. On the city level, it affects food and industry output. On an empire level, it affects dust and science output. If you hover over it, it'll tell you what you're currently getting, either a buff or debuff. In this case, since my citizens are happy, I'm getting a buff, plus 50% to dust and science, and I'd be getting something similar for food and industry on the city level. If everyone was just content, I would not be getting a bonus either way. If people weren't happy, I'd start losing dust and science instead. Or not losing, I'm getting a debuff, but you get what I mean. And there's some other levels this could be, like I could have a fervent empire, which means I'd have a 30% boost instead. Things that make them happier, certain buildings, not expanding like crazy, and luxuries. In this case, these guys too, they're going to help me out. The fact that I'm happy right now means I have a very important boost, but I'm not going to keep that, because as soon as I start invading cities, they're going to be rebellious, so they start out unhappy. And I expand my empire, which leads to expansion disapproval. And yeah, your empire, just like an endless space, is going to get unhappier the more you expand. But there are some texts that will help negate that later on. So anyway, let's get started. So this is orange. I actually don't have enough to declare war this turn because I allied with the eyeless ones. I assimilated them, that's the correct term. So one more turn and I can march in. I'll be able to just take the city, then run up to their capital and take that too. Oh hey, this is the extractor boost I mentioned before. So I'm going to get more emeralds and spices to use later on. So, declaring war. Once I get more influence, actually no, go save it for the next 10 turns because I have an empire plan at turn 80. But then after that I'm going to use it to ally with these guys and get some of their good stuff. Like what the Broken Lords gave me when they declared peace. So, they're mad. Just a bit. Not going to bother sieging since it is just a militia, so I'm going to automatic that. Bam, city's mine. It's really that simple sometimes. I'm not sure where their army is at. I could get an idea of what kind of text they have. They have the roads and the towers, so if I do end up peaceful with somebody that's nearby to these cities, I could do the trade routes. That's acceptable right now, and since I didn't try expanding the city yet, no, this is a pretty good spot. They have, let me turn it on, the mutant marsh nearby, which is good. That's also good. Going to take a bit longer to expand to that. They're also near that, the clay deposit. They're near a river. Honestly, pretty good spot. There's 3 minor faction villages in this region and an as of yet unknown resource, but I'm going to worry about exploring it and clearing out those villages later. Really, I should have parlayed with that one as soon as I attacked the city, but a bit late for that. Hindsight is always 20/20, or however that saying goes. Just go do basic buildings for now, give it something to do. Production will be crap because they are rebellious. Yep, negative 50% to food and industry. It's not going to grow very fast. Just going to leave everything in industry for now, that'll be fine. And they always comment when you take that first city. So it looks like they're already allied with this region. Oh, Geldrius. Geldirus. They're the bonus for having the Founders Pack minor faction. Ice Wargs are actually pretty tough. I like them. Okay. Oh, so they like me even more now because this is apparently a common enemy. One way you can tell is I can click on this little arrow here. That'll allow me to view what they think. Oh, they're at war with Mizari too. Interesting. Very interesting. So you can see they've got a pillar too, but that's actually going to give me a little bonus if I catch it before the pillar naturally despawns in a couple turns. Units level up. Oh yes! I have another one at 400 health. These guys will level up very soon at this rate. Ah, so they actually have troops in the capital. So I don't think I want to attack this one head on, so I'm going to siege it for a turn or two. City needs something to do. I think that's this one. Oh hey! Oh yeah, that's my new city. I was like, hey, who's this new faction? It's me. Oh dear. You know what? I'm going to build a couple orcs in there too, just in case. Actually, better idea. Since I have the island swans now, gonna upgrade one of their units. Speedy charm, initiative charm, basic iron armor, because I don't expect him to really get into the fray. And Let's see, quarterstaff? Yeah, that's reasonable. I'm just going to build a couple of those. They'll build pretty quickly, and I'm going to need some extra healers in my army besides the hero. Just reading the tile outputs here. Something here is going to give me happiness. I think it's just from that tile, yeah. I'd be putting it on top of something that's already giving me happiness. Whatever. That's going to be a very beautiful district. End of my turn, and let's see here how this is going to go. I might even try attacking it this turn because I've weakened it a bit, and honestly my Dragonlings are very powerful. Oh, and that's why it's sometimes dangerous to siege a city, because they will bring in reinforcements. I'm actually going to keep sieging it for now, because they're probably going to swing those guys around and attack me, and the city can't necessarily help out in that case. Depends on how they angle it, really. If it's from within the barricaded area... Oh? Where are they going? I don't know. What's leveling up now? Ah, more units in my army. Let's see if I can angle it so they're not involved. No, they're probably like right on that green tile to the right of that ruin. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they're nearby. Odds are still pretty good in my favor. Thing is, they're very glass cannony while I am tanky, so... We are going to stay with offensive position, but do a manual battle this time. Okay, so they've got an Equowing. Those are the ones that respawn after a while if I kill them. They only start out with a Warlock on the field. Oh no, they have the 2 Iceworks as well. Since these guys are melee units anyway, I'm just going to move them right up into their faces. What the heck? So... move him off the reinforcement tile. Not that it matters, I don't have reinforcements, but it's good habit. So that's kinda crap targeting for some of these. I'd rather have these guys attack there. Hero's gonna go first anyway, so I can just have them attack right now too. Attack success odds on the Warlocks, actually, have a fair bit of defense, probably because they have a high morale because they're in a city tile. Has be it. Their attack's good too, but then again, my defense. Oh, they're gonna have trouble attacking me too. Let's see how this goes. Oh, hitting the Iceworks very nicely. Gelders are going down on us. Ooh, pretty good. Ooh, stung. They got a good crit on me. I got a good crit on them though. However, since I had the defensive points, it just cleared out the rest of those. Oh, that's nice. What are you doing in Equowing? Ooh, nice defenses. Those are just militia. They're wasting time for their actual army to get here. And the actual army is starting to warp in. It's not displaying correctly, but they do have the defensive boosts from the city. Now is when I'm going to want to have the hero heal, though. I'm going to stick with my original targets, though, because I want to whittle them down. Don't want to spread out my damage too much, because that means they have more units in the field that can deal damage. This should be pretty simple, though. And yes, Iceworks are down. These guys are going down. That worked out very well. Next, I'll probably want to focus on the Equowing. And that Gelderus. Just because they're closer in the militia, they're more annoying, they're not threatening at all. They're meat shields. If I can... Oh, they're kind of blocking me away from the meatier bit of the army right now, but that's okay. Let's see. So this militia's in the way anyway, and they won't really be able to reinforce it as long as I'm sieging the city. Still not too happy with that though, so let's swing this guy around. Going to go there. Then control right click. Now... Wait, I was hitting shift before. Now there's control right click. So I attack right after I move. Same thing with these guys. They're going there. Control right click. These guys. Bam. Bam. Alright. Let's rock. The Inequine can attack all things at once, but the AoE attack did nothing. You have a critical miss against your main target, you will critically miss everything else around it. Oh, they chose to attack that too? Ah, okay, let's kill the Inequine Wing, what the heck. It's in egg mode. Not dead yet. Oh, thank you for moving closer. So, they're going to be an easier target still. Wait, it'll depend which one of them is squishier. I'll have to have a look at the stats. So, 71, attack 17. He is definitely more powerful. At the same time, though, the Ice Warg is squishier, so he's a tempting target just because of that. I'm gonna set some of these guys to attack him though. 3 attacking the egg should be plenty. You do have to be careful how you're setting your attack orders though, because otherwise they'll start running off to attack things you might not want them to be attacking. Don't want to spread them out too much because you start losing morale and you start becoming easier targets. There are some situations where you don't want to be bunched up though, like say against the ended units, the Haunts or the Kazanji demons, because they have attacks that can attack a bunch of things that are standing right next to each other. The attack's called Chain Lightning. You do not want to be bunched up for them, no. In this case though, it's fine. Like these guys, the Gelduras can attack in an arc, but it's pretty weak attack against these guys, so it should be okay. They just kicked them, did 11 damage, not a big deal. Oh, thank you for moving right there. And this is what I mentioned before, they just kind of run away. Oh, he's attacking the Ice Warg though, so it's okay. Yes, that is a good choice for healing. That should be acceptable actually, I like what the AI did there. It should be enough to take down the Ice Warg and enough to start whittling down these guys. Again, the health is still going down, it's just not displaying correctly because units that warp in from an outside army don't always show that defensive bonus from the city. That's pretty much the only thing I'd really define as a bad glitch right now, but they are going to patch it very soon. And I will be doing separate videos showing what they'll be doing in the patches because it's going to change a bunch of stuff. There's going to be new things on the map. There's going to be the additions to the faction quests that I mentioned before. Okay, so got rid of the Ice Warg. Looks like they all want to attack that guy. Actually, that should be fine for now. This is the last turn. It's turn 6. Big thing is, I killed some of their units. I didn't lose any of my units, so I get to keep sieging at the same ferocity. But they are also weaker and gonna be easier to kill in a bit. While the remainder of this battle is finishing up, let's go to the status screen, see how militaries compare. Ooh, they ramped up. They tend to do that when you start attacking, but I'm still feeling pretty confident that my troops will be able to take at least one more city. That's the big thing right now. I want to take their cities. If I can grab their capital, that's obviously the most important one. At least in most cases.